why is language important? You know,
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
use it every day. We use it without thinking sometimes.
Awesome.
But tell us why you think it's important and what is systems based language?
Mhm.
Um, let's start there and then we can look more about, how it's been formulated and some examples.
Excellent, excellent. I'm not a swimmer, but I'm ready to dive into this. So, why is language important? Well, on a personal level, I love words. As a writer, as someone who has been uplifted and healed by the written word, I think language is just so powerful in terms of bringing the intangible pieces of our human experience into tangible form that we can share, right? Language is one of our higher order mammal faculties that once we capture it, it can like transport time, it can transport location. So it is really one of our skills, our gifts as humans. And for that reason, it's very powerful, right?
Right.
Um, Language, however, also sets the frames that we use. What is a frame? Well, Kimberly Crenshaw talks about this a lot. She talks about how a frame is how you see the picture within it, right? You can
Hmm.
also think of it as a lens. I'm a glasses wearer, so I'm very familiar with, if my lenses are spotty or if they're getting old, I need a new prescription. So it really impacts how we see and if we see things, right?
Right.
Language can be a lens. Language is a frame already. So
Right.
when we think about who's in charge of setting the frame, what is boxed out of a frame, then it gets really powerful, right? Think about just the frame of history. Who gets to tell the story of history, right?
Right.
So that's why language is so important. It just goes beyond just words and it goes to how the words are used and how we understand our worldview because of those words being used. So it gets big
Awesome.
fast.
Yeah, no, I love that. And tell us a little bit more about what a systems based language
Yes.
is, and what is person centered language, and like, what does that look like?
Yes. So, one small tweak, I call it system centered language instead of system based. And that's important to me, as words are.
Yeah.
System centered language is what we're looking at because I found that when we're talking about people experiencing oppression, people in different struggles and hardships, we center the individual, like
Mhm.
this person did or didn't do that, when really we ought be centering the systems that give
Mm.
rise to that individual's behavior or choices or circumstance.
Okay.
So, just as a quick reading, I'm going to just read a little excerpt that defines what system centered language is, just a short paragraph. So, here it is. System centered language is a linguistic call to action that seeks to end the dehumanization of people that occurs while describing how they are experiencing oppression. The
Mm.
goal of system centered language is to begin to reclaim through language the inherent value of these humans and place accountability where it is due, which is squarely on the interlocking, intergenerational, and very present tense systems of tyranny and oppression, primarily racism, is the one I center in this article, right?
Mm.
And to answer your second part of that question, system centered language isn't that new. We already have person first language in therapy
Mhm.
spaces. So some of us in the room may know and may already have incorporated this into our language where we say, instead of saying a depressed person or I got to meet with my schizophrenic 3 o'clock, that's
Right.
so dehumanizing, right? We're kind of
Right.
making the whole narrative of who that person is, their diagnosis. So
Right.
not too long ago, person first language says a person with depression, right?
Right.
Or a person who struggles with alcoholism.
Mhm.
And you can almost hear automatically that humanizing shift, right?
Mhm.
Person who's struggling with this, not depression, right?
Right.
So system centered language attempts to do the same type of humanizing shift, but with the isms, racism, sexism, classism, putting the system first so we understand the context the person is living in.